Today has been a really big day because in the long fight against Maoist terrorism, there has been a huge achievement where 27 dreaded terrorists, Maoist terrorists have been killed. And the most important thing is this includes Nambala Keshav Rao, alias Basavaraju. This man has been the General Secretary of the CPI Maoists, which is among the senior most positions among this Maoist terrorist cadre. He is the backbone of the Maoist terrorist movement. And this is the first time in 3 decades of Bharat's battle against Maoist terrorism that a General Secretary ranked leader has been neutralized by our forces. Now, viewers, I'm celebrating today what has happened to these Maoist terrorists. I'm celebrating, and you should be celebrating too, what has happened today. And I want you to remember that in the JNU campus, when there was a massacre of our paramilitary forces, at that time there had been a celebration on the campus, I'm told. There are groups in this country who have celebrated when the soldiers fighting Maoist terrorism have been killed. These are urban Naxal forces. These are the overground workers of Maoist terrorism. Today we celebrate with these men bravely fighting in the jungles of central and south India. And we remember and we pay homage to all those who were killed in the Gadchiroli landmine blast, in the Sukma Bijapur ambush, in the Bijapur IED attack, in the Sukma IED attack, and the 2010 massacre of 76 CRPF jawans in Dantewada. You see, viewers, these battles are fought far, far away from the urban centers. And therefore, there is a narrative which is put out which makes it look like the Indian state is fighting people who Arundhati Roy tried to call Gandhians with guns. Where are you today, Arundhati Roy? You don't have the courage? Come face me. Have a debate on this subject. And say to the people of this country today, are you still a supporter of Maoist terrorism? In fact, we must ask everyone today, are you, any of you, supporters of Maoist terrorism? And my challenge to the supporters of Maoist terrorism is that they do not hide in the cubby holes of some university faculty of social sciences pretending to be working in the library when they are working against national interest. If you are an overground worker of a terrorist force, or you are a believer in a terrorist ideology, or you believe in armed insurrection against the Indian state, and if this gives you some kind of perverse pleasure, or even a false sense of significance, then I believe that you should be in jail, you should be in bars, you should not be a free person in this country, and this country should not be tolerant towards you. Because this long rope that has been given, this long rope, is detrimental to national interest. And the Congress won't like it, but when the Congress party was in power, there were people in the National Advisory Council. I want to know whether any of these people were soft towards what they saw as Gandhians with guns. Did they believe in the Arundhati Roy kind of perverse logic as well? When we speak the opposite point of view, when we tell them no, national interest first, then they try to threaten us. They say, we'll file lawsuits against you. When we put out groups like Nationalist Collective and we say no more will the tyranny of hypocritical political parties who are not for national interest continue anymore, they say, no, we will fight you with lawsuits. We will put you in jail. We will shut down Republic. We will target Arnab Goswami. We will put lawsuits against you. We will threaten you. First you answer my questions. I have so many questions. But today my basic question is, why have previous governments not done what Amit Shah and Narendra Modi are doing today? Is it not possible for one of the most powerful countries in the world to tackle urban Naxals or Maoist terror groups? No, it's because a long rope has been given. And today I commend and congratulate Amit Shah that every single day today, Union Home Minister Amit Shah is working hard to complete his determined promise, because it is very difficult to put timelines to such huge targets. But he has said by March 31st, 2026, I will complete my elimination of Maoist terrorism. Now, this is the kind of purposeful, straight, target-oriented language the country needs to hear. So let me play what Amit Shah said.
मैं सबसे पहले एक बात इस सदन में जिम्मेदारी के साथ बताना चाहता हूं, 21 मार्च 2026 को इस देश से नक्सलवाद समाप्त। और मैं जो बोल रहा हूं, इसके पीछे नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार के 10 साल का परिश्रम, बारीक आयोजन, इनकी विकास की भूख संतोषने के लिए किए गए प्लानिंग और पैसों का आवंटन है। और सुरक्षा ग्रिड को एक भी जगह गैप न रह जाए, इस तरह से हमने पुख्ता किया है।
And ladies and gentlemen, that is the kind of focus that you need. That is leadership. It has been possible to do this. But the problem is you cannot end Maoist terrorism if the people who support Maoist terrorism are free. You're going to kill and eliminate and jail those people who are in the forest, but what about those in the campuses? What about those roaming around in a shopping mall next to you? What about the sleeper cells of Maoist terrorism? What about the ideologues of Maoist terrorism? What about the skeletal and financial structure of Maoist terrorism? What about the foreign support to Maoist terrorism? What about the people who say, oh, we have to be nuanced about it, rubbish nuanced about it? There can be nothing nuanced about butchering 76 CRPF personnel in cold blood and then celebrating on a university campus saying, well done. It's a victory. You see, when these people have hot chai in a government-sponsored university and samosas and celebrate the butchering of CRPF personnel, my blood boils. Unfortunately, we are the generation, ladies and gentlemen, that has lived through that India and is now living through this India, and we say, thank God for that. You cannot be a Viksit Bharat where people on government funding and fellowship sit in a JNU campus having samosas and chai and celebrating the killing of our men in uniform. And then there will be people around them calling themselves professors or whatever in that age, saying that this is all our intellectual pursuit. This is not revolution, this is terrorism, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not call it by any other name when you butcher civilians, ambush soldiers, bomb schools and attack police stations. Because any ideology that needs improvised explosive devices instead of ideas has forfeited the right to be called political. It is lethal. It is terrorism. It is not political, because from Dantewada to Sukma, these are landmines, ambushes, human shields, methods that align with the worst forms of Al-Qaeda terrorism, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how you people call Maoist revolutionaries or Gandhians with guns. They are not. It's like calling Osama bin Laden a disillusioned idealist. Ladies and gentlemen, these people are frauds. And they are weak frauds, because they can't face us. They can't face the nationalists. Not anymore in this country. So they hunt around. They have small clubs. They meet over gin and tonic in their last decadent corners of Lutyens, Delhi or somewhere else, and they talk about changing the country. Ladies and gentlemen, this country will change when you end Maoist terrorism. As far as the Communist Party of India is concerned, I don't know, I hope this is not a right statement, but if it is, if D. Raja has indeed put it out, then I think we need to question what D. Raja is doing or what's gone wrong with him. He has put out a statement condemning the cold-blooded killing of a Maoist leader. What Maoist leader? How do you call a terrorist a leader? Which election has he fought? What is his mass support? He roams around with guns, he collects money, he has a good time, he terrorizes innocent people, he fights against the Indian state. He's not a leader, he's a terrorist. Watch your language, Communist Party of India, if indeed you've done this. Because if you've done this, if you're supporting terrorism, then you need to face the questions of republic as well. I hope you will. I'm sure you'll have to. Ladies and gentlemen, let's resolve to finish Maoists.